What if I told you that before the great flood, before Noah ever built his ark, something happened on this earth so strange, so terrifying, that God himself decided to wipe the slate clean and start over? This is not a myth. This is not a legend. This is written in one of the oldest texts in human history, the Bible. In the very beginning, after God created the heavens and the earth, he also created a host of powerful beings, angels. These were not the small, gentle figures you see painted on greeting cards. These were mighty, intelligent, supernatural entities with power beyond human comprehension. They stood in the presence of God. They carried out his commands. They were created to serve. But some of them made a choice that would change the course of human history forever. The book of Genesis, chapter 6, tells us something extraordinary. It says that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, and that they were beautiful. And they came down. They left their heavenly position. They crossed a boundary that was never meant to be crossed. These fallen angels, sometimes called the Watchers, descended to earth and took human women as their wives. The women gave birth, but what was born was not fully human. These children were enormous, giants, towering over ordinary men. The Bible calls them the Nephilim. The word itself means the fallen ones, or in some translations, those who cause others to fall. They were a hybrid race, half human, half something else entirely, and they did not come in peace. The Nephilim were violent. They were powerful. They consumed everything around them. Ancient texts connected to the Bible, like the Book of Enoch, describe them as creatures that devoured the food of men, then the animals, and then turned on the humans themselves. The fallen angels did not just bring physical destruction, they brought forbidden knowledge. They taught humans how to make weapons of war, how to use sorcery, how to read signs in the stars for dark purposes. They introduced humanity to a world of darkness and power that God had not intended for them. And the more humans learned, the further they fell. God looked down at the earth, and the Bible says he was grieved. He saw that the imagination of man's heart was only evil continually. He saw what the Nephilim had done, what the fallen angels had corrupted, and he made a decision. Noah, one righteous man and his family, would be saved. Everything else would be washed away. The flood, a reset, a cleansing of everything that had gone wrong. The fallen angels were not left unpunished either. The Bible tells us in the Book of Jude and in 2 Peter that these angels who did not keep their proper position were thrown into chains of darkness, imprisoned, awaiting final judgment. They made their choice, and they paid for it. But here is the question that has haunted theologians and scholars for centuries. Did the Nephilim truly disappear with the flood? Because after the flood, the Bible still mentions giants. Goliath, the great warrior that the young David defeated with a single stone, is described as a giant. The spies sent into the land of Canaan came back terrified, saying we were like grasshoppers in their sight. Were these the descendants of the Nephilim? It is a story about power without boundaries, about beings who had everything and threw it all away for a moment of desire, about a world that forgot its creator and paid the ultimate price. The Bible does not tell us these things to frighten us. It tells us these things so that we remember there are boundaries in this universe for a reason. There is a design behind creation, and when that design is broken, the consequences are not small. They are catastrophic. The consequences are not small. They are catastrophic. And as you go about your day today, living in a world that sometimes feels chaotic and broken and out of control, maybe now you understand why. This is not just an ancient story. This is a warning written across the pages of time, for every generation, including yours.